They fired me on my first day. Not because I was bad at my job, not because I made mistakes, not because I was late. They fired me because they thought I was weak, because I was quiet, because I was a woman, and because I didn't look like a typical corporate executive girl. My name is Maya, and this was supposed to be my dream job, not my humiliation day. The morning I was fired. The city was beautiful that morning. Soft sunlight, busy streets, people rushing to work with coffee cups in their hands. I was wearing a simple black formal dress, not expensive, just professional, because I believed talent matters more than appearance. Big mistake in corporate world? Maybe. The company was Horizon Tech Solutions. Big technology and logistics company. Glass building, expensive offices. People walking fast like they were always important. I felt nervous, but excited, because I had worked very hard to reach this level. I came from a middle-class family. My parents believed education was my only weapon. So I studied hard, late nights, scholarships, freelance projects. I built my career alone, or so I thought. The HR manager smiled politely. "Welcome to Horizon Tech, Maya." "Thank you," I said. She gave me documents to sign. Employment contract, confidentiality agreements, company policies. Everything looked normal until I reached the last page. It said, "Employee must follow leadership decisions without questioning." I paused, because I believe good companies want thinkers, not silent workers. But I still signed, because I wanted to stay professional. That was my first mistake. The manager. My manager was Mr. Carter. Cold personality, expensive watch, confident but arrogant energy. He didn't shake my hand, just looked at me. "You are the new analyst?" he asked. "Yes, sir." He nodded. "Follow me." I thought he would show me my workstation. Instead, he took me to a meeting room. 3 executives were sitting there, serious faces. No greetings. That should have been a warning. But I was too focused on proving myself. One executive said, "You are fired." I blinked. "Excuse me?" Mr. Carter said calmly, "Department restructuring." "But this is my first day," I said softly. "Yes," he replied. "And your last." Security was waiting outside, watching me. Employees were watching through glass walls. Some looked shocked. Some looked uncomfortable. Some looked satisfied. Carter said something worse. "Corporate life is difficult for emotional people." That sentence, that one sentence, became my motivation. Not revenge, power. I did not cry. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. Because I remembered what my mother told me. People respect strength, not tears. So I smiled slightly, picked up my bag, and left quietly. No drama, no shouting, no emotional scene. Because silent strength is more powerful. Here comes the first twist. I was not just a new employee. I was a strategic investor. 5 years ago, I started investing quietly. Not in risky markets. In infrastructure technology companies, supply chain networks, logistics platforms, digital automation systems, smart long-term investments. And one investment was extremely important. I held 72% controlling interest in the parent investment trust supporting this company. But I never told anyone, because I wanted to see how I would be treated as a normal woman employee. Now I knew. They didn't respect normal employees. That was their mistake. The company problems started. Within days after I left, problems started appearing. Government compliance audits began. Investor confidence dropped. Operational inefficiencies became visible. Because I was responsible for compliance strategy in my previous freelance work. And when I left, some weaknesses became visible. Not intentionally, just naturally, like removing an important pillar from a building. Boardroom revenge moment. I requested a board meeting. They were confused, but agreed, because I was registered as a strategic stakeholder. When I entered the boardroom, Carter looked shocked. "Why are you here?" he asked. I placed documents on the table. Ownership certificates, trust agreements, legal control documentation. I own 72% controlling interest of the parent investment structure. Silence. Complete silence. The CEO looked shocked. "You are joking." "No," I said calmly, and I was fired on my first day. Emotional female power revenge. I didn't shout. I didn't threaten. I spoke calmly. Because women are often underestimated when they stay calm. I proposed reforms. Better workplace equality. Better promotion systems. Better employee evaluation transparency. If they refused, shareholder voting could remove executives. They knew I wasn't bluffing, because everything was legal. Everything was documented. Carter. He looked nervous. "You planned this?" he asked. "No," I said. "You planned it when you judged me based on appearance." He stayed silent. Then I said, "You said corporate life is not for emotional people." "I agree. But I think you meant powerful women." Within months, leadership culture changed. Employee morale improved. Investors returned. Companies stabilized. I refused CEO position. Because real power is not title. Real power is control. I became strategic advisor. Independent, strong, unreplaceable. 1 year later, during company meeting, someone asked, "What is the biggest lesson this year?" CEO said, "We learned not to underestimate people quietly building power." I stood in the back, smiling, because I knew something important. They didn't fire me. They prepared me. Bigger.